Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up, doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, let's put it in the right place on this awesome Friday morning. So I want to share with you guys something that I kind of mentioned yesterday during the episode yesterday. While I was, again, if you follow me and if you listen to me on Fridays, you know, I clean up all the time, but Friday is my morning to where I'll get up a little earlier and do some sweeping, mopping, you know, clean out the bathrooms, toilets, break down the beds, and, you know, disinfect, you know. It's my way to just get my weekend started so that when I get done training, because I'm about to go up to the school and train, so when I come back, I'm done. Like I can just relax or do whatever else I need to do. And the house is nice and clean. So anyways, while I'm cleaning, all right, I want to share with you, if you want to check it out, okay, it says, the title is What First Form HQ Taught Us About Standards. Okay, so this is the Darren Woodson show, all right, former NFL Dallas Cowboy. He has his own podcast, and, you know, it's really, really good. It's like mindset stuff, business stuff, and they just bring other people on and they kind of share their stories, and that's what I like to hear. I want to hear other people's stories on how they're winning and you know where they were at and where they're at, you know, how they got to where they're at now. Okay, so with this episode that I'm sharing with you guys, these guys. So Darren Woodson has two other guys that he's in business with this podcast, this show, and they went to go check out First Form. If you don't know what First Form is, it's a supplement company ran by Andy Frisella. And if you've been following me, then I've been talking about Andy Frisella for quite a while now, and his brother Sal. And Darren Woodson and his crew went over to First Form, okay, in St. Louis, and they checked out their facility, okay. And Darren Woodson in this podcast, I think it was the podcast, because they've been on each other's podcast, but he's talking about how, you know, he's been into all kind of, you know, facilities throughout his career with football and stadiums and blah, blah, blah. But he's like, I've never been in this nice of a facility. And that says a lot. Like coming from being a Dallas Cowboy and being, you know, for you guys that follow, whether you like the Cowboys or not, but, you know, Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, like they're top notch stuff. Like they don't play. Like at least the level of expectations and their standards are high. They might not meet those standards every year, obviously, because they haven't won much lately. But you know, just the I don't know what you call it, whatever. When you think about them and their facilities, it seems like it's top notch. So for Darren Woodson to talk about he hasn't seen anything like that and how impressed he was says a lot. So it kind of got me wondering, right? Makes me want to go there myself to check out the First Form facility to see what it is that he's talking about. So anyways, they take this tour. They do a interview there, a podcast there, and they're talking about the standards, okay, that the First Form, Andy Frisella and Sal Frisella, they have when you walk in. And the immediate attention to detail from the time that you walk in, from the time that you leave. And they go on and on about all this stuff, right? And if you want, like I said, if you want to check it out, this video I was listening to is about an hour long. But anyways, one of the guys, I don't even got his name, that's with Darren Woodson. He's talking about when he went back home, how much he paid attention to the details when he's cleaning and folding his clothes, okay? And that's something that I heard a long time ago. Like, man, if you can't do the dishes right, you know, how do you expect to run like a Fortune 500 company, right? Or any company, right? Like if you're just doing stuff half-heartedly and you're just doing them because you just need to do it and you just want to get it out the way, but even if you don't like to do it, you need to do it right. And you need to make sure it's done with attention to detail. And this is a grown man, like to walk into a facility and just the experience he had walking in somewhere made him check himself and made him self-aware of, hey, when I do stuff around my house, it needs to be on point. It needs the details need to be there. I need to make sure that everything is good, not just kind of like he actually said, like just throw stuff in the closet, throw stuff under the bed, just kind of get it out of the way so you don't see it. Well, you just took one mess and threw it in another area. You didn't really clean it. And so, as I'm cleaning and doing my thing this morning, that's me. It's sweeping, mopping, doing dishes. It's cleaning the toilets. It's breaking down the beds and cleaning everything up, changing out air fresheners, those kind of things. So when you walk in, it smells good. Same thing at my academy. It's the same way. But it's attention to detail. And so your standards come up, okay? Because when you hear stuff like this, and there's people that are more successful than you are, and they're doing more than you are, and they're taking this small little tip, okay? Something like that goes a long, long way. So I use that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, because if you're not paying attention to the details in your car, in your workspace, at home, wherever you're at, and it's not organized, it's not neat, it's not put away right, it's not clean like it's supposed to, and you're just messy, and it looks like you don't care, then that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like you don't care, and it is that way. Just to pick, and they actually gave an example in this podcast when they were talking how when they went to use the restroom, it was so clean that how sometimes when you go to a restroom, if there's like a trash can full of paper towels and it overflows onto the floor, when you go to wipe your hands and you clean your hands with the paper towel and you kind of see that, you'll kind of just flick it and throw it, and if it lands, it'll land wherever it lands, right? Because obviously if you've been in bathrooms like that, which I'm sure you have, you've seen stuff like that. Like people just, okay, well, they don't care, I don't care, I'm just going to throw it wherever. But in this podcast, he's talking about, it was so neat that he made sure like it went into where it goes. It went into the trash can, because he don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, he's the one that left the paper towel, out on the floor like that. Like that's how neat it was. So it made him like think twice about where he simply just put his paper towel. Where normally, like I said, you go to a Starbucks, you go to any restaurant. If it looks clean, it smells clean, it is clean, and it's really neat, you don't want to be the one that messes it up. But if it looks dirty, toilet isn't clean, sink's dirty, and the trash can's overfilling, then that's probably what you'll do. You probably won't care either. And that's just something that I gave to my class last night, the 7 o'clock class. I just told, everyone, as far as the guys using the guys' restroom, like, man, I do a lot of work in there. I have it professionally cleaned twice a week, but I'm in there daily, like wiping down toilets, wiping down sinks, picking up everyone's paper towels. It's like, it's a mess in there sometimes because people just don't care. And it's like, I want you to care. Like, this is where you guys train. This is where you shower and use, the facilities and stuff. Like, take care of it, because I'm like that. Like, it irks me to see stuff like that. So I'm always wiping down the toilet. It's like a daily thing because there's so many people that train throughout the day. So that stuff goes a long way, and sometimes, I've had people say, man, I overdo it. Okay, with stuff like that. And when you don't hear anyone else talk or do things like what you're doing, then sometimes you question yourself, like, yeah, man, maybe I am going overboard on that. Maybe I'm getting a little too carried away, whatever. But then when you hear stuff like this, it just reinforces like what I've already been doing, like I'm doing it right. I'm going in the right direction. I'm not being lazy. I'm not being sloppy. I'm not being unorganized. Everything around me. Okay, you guys heard me talk about the other week, like my front yard is on point, man. Grass is green, landscaping, like everything. You go to the backyard, same thing. Inside the house, same thing. You go out to my truck, same thing. It's always clean. Garage, always clean. Like everything just has to be that way. Attention to detail, because anything just out of place will just get to me where it needs to be in place. People come home and their shoes, they just flick them and, kick off their shoes. And it's like, I'll be right behind them, put them right where they go and make sure they're nice and neat and get the clutter out of the way so you can come in the front door and walk in without tripping on people's shoes. Again, I got rid of my the dish rack because before I moved, I would just get lazy and pile on the dishes. And like I said, it was like Jenga, man. You're just trying to find a place to put the dishes, or you're trying to actually, when you need a dish, trying to pull one out without all the other stuff falling down. And eventually that's what happened anyways. So when I moved, I just got rid of the dish rack. So every time I do dishes, I dry them and I put them away immediately. So there is no reason to just have stuff just sitting in a dish rack. But that's me. Because why? Because I know how important that is, and it's where I need to go and with the things I need to do. So in this video, if you want to check it out, like I said, it's the Darren Woodson Show. What First Form HQ taught us about standards. Okay? Standards matter. Details matter. You need to be hard about stuff like that, because if you're not, then that's probably a direct correlation of why things are a little messy in your life right now and things aren't going the way you are. Every little thing matters. So again, you know, I would question and doubt myself on like, man, yeah, maybe I'm just, you know, maybe I'm just tripping. I'm just tripping. Like maybe I shouldn't be all like that. And then I hear stuff like this and it's like, no, man, they're tripping. They need to put the shoes where they go. They need to make sure that they pick their paper towels up and put them in the waste paper basket. They need to make sure everything's nice and neat and clean. And like I said, you know, I mess with my students all the time. I walk through the parking lot and I look into people's cars as I'm walking to the front door. Man, you just don't believe. I just can't believe some of the stuff that's sitting in people's front seats sometimes, or even their back seat. You know, just, it's a mess. Socks, clothes, fast food wrappers, whatever. Could be a sock laying around. It's just it's a mess, you know. And that says a lot about an individual when they just live like that. You know what I mean? So check yourself. Check it out. Like, look around you. See what's unorganized and what's messy. Pay attention to details and watch how other things change in your life for the better. All right? So again, that helps me. Okay? Some of you watching right now be like, man, whatever. I ain't got time to fix my car or clean my car out. You don't know how many people I know that would just drive around with bird doo-doo all over their car. That's horrible. Like this, like, man, what else are you driving around, you know, or what else are you doing with stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, can't happen, at least not for me. So it makes a big, big difference. So going into the weekend, going out to the rest of the day, clean up the stuff around you. Pay attention to details. Don't be that person that just, you know, throws a paper towel, you know, and it lands and hits the waste paper basket, lands on the floor, and you don't pick it up. You know, that's just kind of me, man. I'll go into a store and there's something sitting on the floor. I'll pick it up, put it back on the rack. And I've watched like 5 people walk right past it. You know what I mean? So, but that just means a lot for me, and it makes a difference. All right, guys, gotta go. Get up to the academy, get some training in. You guys have a great Friday, great weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you.